Today we're going to talk about density. Density is how much matter is in an object and how tightly that matter is packed within that object. That's the density of an object. Say this cork. I start with a beaker of water. I place that object in the water, and as you can see, it floats. When we're talking about density, we're talking about anything that floats as being less dense than the water that it's sitting in, because it's floating on the water. If I have an object like this paperclip and I place it in, it sinks to the bottom. Anytime an object sinks, when we're talking about density, that means it's more dense than water because it sinks to the bottom. We're talking about density. Density has both volume and mass in it. For example, these two balls have the same volume. They take up the same amount of space. However, they have different masses. In one, the particles are packed very loosely, and in the other, they're packed very tightly. Let's watch. When we put the wooden ball in the water, it floats. It's less dense than the water we put it in. That's because the particles are packed loosely. They're spread out, which allows it to float. When we place the rubber ball in the rubber ball sinks, making it more dense than water. That's because the particles inside are packed very tightly together. So the mass is greater on the rubber ball than the wooden ball.